I remember the sound of the glass before I remember the words. Crystal chiming. A careless laugh. The room leaning toward a joke that wasn't a joke. She said it lightly, like she always did when she wanted applause. Marriage with him is terrible. You can try him. Her younger sister didn't hesitate. Okay, I'll try. The silence after was loud. I watched my wife's smile freeze, the blood rush up her neck, the jealousy blooming like a bruise she didn't expect to feel. That was the moment I understood everything. Not because of what was said, because of how quickly it was offered. Because jokes don't land that clean unless they've been rehearsed. I didn't react. I never did back then. I learned early that reactions are confessions. We met years ago when belief was easy. She liked to say I made her feel safe. I liked to believe that meant something. We built a life with clean lines and shared calendars, dinners at the same table, photos that proved we were happy because happiness likes proof. Her sister was always there, close, too close. Family closeness is a convenient alibi. The first crack wasn't the joke. It was the rhythm. Conversations that stopped when I entered. Phones turned face down. A sudden interest in my schedule. She asked what time I'd be home with the curiosity of someone planning around it. I noticed the small betrayals first. Laundry folded that wasn't mine. Perfume that didn't belong to the house. The sister's car parked a little too often at odd hours. None of it was evidence. All of it was intention. I stayed calm. I stayed observant. I became quiet in the way predators do. The proof arrived without drama. It always does. A message preview on a tablet she forgot to lock. 3 words. Not explicit. Worse. Familiar. Casual. Intimate. In a way only repetition can create. I didn't confront. I archived. People think revenge is loud. It isn't. It's patient. It's paperwork. It's letting someone keep talking while you write down the truth. I met with a lawyer I trusted. I brought documents, not accusations. I moved money legally, slowly. I let her keep spending. I let her think I was still the man who avoided conflict. The kind who forgives because it's easier. I documented timelines, dates, overlaps, lies told twice, which is how lies confess. I adjusted beneficiaries. I updated passwords. I separated futures while sharing a bed. The sister started showing confidence. A new edge. She looked at me longer. She tested boundaries like someone who believed they were already crossed. I gave her nothing. Nothing terrifies the entitled more than neutrality. The plan wasn't to humiliate. It was to reveal. Exposure is cleaner than destruction. It lets people fall under their own weight. I waited for the right moment. The dinner. Their idea. A celebration of something I didn't ask about. Family present. Witnesses matter. I let the conversation drift. I let my wife repeat the joke, thinking it would land better this time. It didn't. Jealousy flashed again, sharper now, because she felt competition she couldn't control. That's when I spoke. Calm. Measured. The tone of a man reading weather. I agree, I said. Marriage with me has been terrible. For you. I placed the folder on the table. Not slammed, placed, respectfully, like a gift. Inside were dates and messages and photos taken by cameras they forgot existed. Legal summaries.
Bank statements.
A timeline so clean it felt merciful. Her sister went pale first. The wife followed. Shock doesn't arrive simultaneously. It staggers. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't accuse. I narrated. I told the story they wrote and hoped no one would read. The room held its breath. Someone asked a question. I answered with facts. My wife tried to cry. It didn't work. Tears need innocence to convince. She reached for my hand. I moved it away with the politeness of a stranger. I'm not angry, I said. I'm finished. The sister stood up. Too fast, confidence gone. She tried to speak. I met her eyes for the first time in months. You didn't try me, I said. You borrowed what wasn't yours and mistook secrecy for consent. Silence again. This one stayed. The divorce was already filed. The accounts already separated. The house already listed. She learned that night that control is an illusion maintained by ignorance. Once ignorance dies, so does leverage. After, people asked how I felt. Hurt, free, vindicated. I didn't correct them. Feelings are their own kind of performance. The truth is simpler. I felt accurate. Betrayal wants chaos. I gave it structure. It wants reaction. I gave it consequence. I don't replay the joke anymore. I replay the moment her face flushed, not with jealousy, but with realization. The understanding that she had set fire to her own life and expected me to warm my hands. I walked away without shouting. I left them with themselves. That was the punishment. That was the mercy. Some people think revenge is about winning. It's not. It's about restoring balance, about taking your name back from someone who used it casually. I sleep well now, not because I was spared pain, because I respected it enough to let it teach me. If there's a confession in this, it's this. I didn't destroy them. I simply stopped protecting their lies.